So I'll make one correction. He gave me a free promotion. I'm not going to be a brigade commander quite yet. I do still need to go command a battalion. So I'll be the battalion commander of 4th Battalion, 196th at Fort Shafter. What an honor and a privilege to be here today. I want to thank each and every one of you and sir for the invite to come out and speak. This is wow, an amazing ceremony so far. Hopefully I do it justice. Both singers, wonderful, beautiful renditions. I did notice that the Devil Dogs got a little extra there at the end, but the other services didn't get, but that's okay. We are close enough to Camp Pendleton to get the free chicken. All right, so today we gather on hallowed ground, not defined by geography, but by memory, by sacrifice, and the enduring spirit of those who gave everything so that we might live in freedom. Memorial Day is not a long weekend or the unofficial start of summer that the news media would have you believe it is, or even just a day of rest. It is a sacred pause. A moment when a grateful nation turns its attention to those who never returned home. And we are here to remember them. To remember the young men and women who raised their right hand and swore an oath, not knowing where it would take them, but were certain of what it demanded. They came from small towns and big cities. They came from farms. They came from factories, classrooms, corner stores, bodegas. If you've ever been in New York City, you know what that is. They were our sons and daughters, our brothers and sisters, husbands, wives, parents, and friends. They were ordinary Americans who were called to do extraordinary things, and they answered. Freedom is often spoken of as if it were a natural condition, something that we get freely, something we inherit effortlessly. But history tells us otherwise. Freedom is not free. It always comes with a cost, and that cost is paid in the currency of courage, sacrifice, and service, paid most dearly by those we are here to honor. From the fields of Lexington and Concord, to the beaches of Normandy, to the frozen terrain of Korea, to the jungles of Vietnam and the deserts of the Middle East, and countless missions that are currently going on around the globe, generation after generation has stepped forward to defend this nation and its ideals. They do not fight because they love war. They fought because they love what this country could be. They believe in something larger than themselves, something worth protecting, something they were willing to write a blank check to their country, up to and including their life, the highest price. Today we speak often of sacrifice, but we must pause and truly consider what those words mean. Over my 22 years of service, sacrifice means missed birthdays, missed holidays, time away from home, my 4 children growing up in a blink of an eye, just like that, and sometimes with only their mother beside them. For so many more, it means letters that were never delivered, dreams that were never realized, and futures that were changed forever. For so many, it meant laying down their lives so that ours might be in peace. We honor not only those who fell, but the families they left behind, Gold Star families, whose strength and resilience carry forward the legacy of their loved ones. To them, Memorial Day is not an abstract idea. It's not an abstract remembrance. It's very personal. It's a name, it's a face, it's a story. And that love will never fade. As we stand here today, it's important we do not think only in numbers or monuments built, but in individuals. Each life lost is a story interrupted. Each name represents a unique journey filled with hope, laughter, ambition, and purpose. There was a young soldier who dreamed of being a teacher, a sailor who loved the ocean since childhood, an airman who wrote letters filled with optimism, and a Marine who never hesitated when duty called. They were people. They were people with plans, with passions, and with those who loved them, and their lives were cut short. Their legacy continues in the freedom we enjoy, the values we uphold, and the nation we strive to become. In this very cemetery, there are 4,507 veterans interred, which makes up just under 10% of the total population here, a pretty amazing feat. When you think of the amount of folks who can serve in the military these days, you hear the 1% metric thrown around. To have 10% of these graves be veterans is pretty amazing for Orange County. And so we thank our community for their service. Some of these markers date all the way back to the Civil War, and today we're going to recognize 3 of those 4,500. Private Henry A. Dawson, K Company Artillery, U.S. Army, Civil War. Navy Captain Ralph Avere Poor, U.S. Navy service, Korea and Vietnam Wars, Bronze Star and Air Medal. Staff Sergeant William M. Harold, U.S. Marine Corps, Iraqi Freedom. Memorial Day is not only about looking back, but also looking forward. It challenges each of us to ask, what are we doing with the gift we have been given? How are we honoring their sacrifice? We honor them not with only words, but actions, by living lives of integrity, by serving our communities, by supporting those who wear the uniform today and those who have returned home, by standing up for the ideals that define this nation, like justice, liberty, and opportunity for all. And by truly remembering what it took to secure those blessings. One of the most powerful truths about Memorial Day is that it unites us. It reminds us that beyond our differences, beyond politics, backgrounds, beliefs, there is something that we share that is fundamental. Common inheritance purchased by those who came before us. In a time when division can feel overwhelming, this day calls us back to unity. It reminds us that we are one nation, one people, bound together with a shared history and shared responsibility. Those we honor today did not serve a divided country. They served the United States of America. And in their memory, we must strive to be worthy of that name. Though we remember those who have fallen, we also remember the spirit of service they embodied while alive and those who are alive and well today. In the men and women that continue to serve in our armed forces, in the veterans who carry forward commitment long after their time in uniform, thank you, each and every one of you here in the crowd. Let's give them one more round of applause. And I can't leave out our first responders and volunteers and everyday citizens who step up in times of need. Their example reminds us that service is not limited to the battlefield. It is a way of life, a commitment to something greater than oneself, a willingness to give more than you take. Some will say the spirit of service is gone, that this next generation of instant gratification has forgotten or was never taught or imbued with a love for their nation. I am here to tell you, it is alive and well. It just isn't in your news cycle or your news feed. As we highlighted just 2 weeks ago, 11 young Americans, some generational military families, some first-generation Americans, others naturalized citizens, raised their right hand and took the oath of office to become second lieutenants just down the street at Cal State Fullerton. 2 weeks from now, we'll do it again. I'll swear in another dozen from UC Irvine, all graduates of Titan Battalion ROTC. And just this weekend, down at Camp Pendleton, there was the largest enlistment ceremony ever held with over 2,000 enlistees into all 4 services: Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, Space Force. As we gather this Memorial Day, our nation also approaches a historic milestone, our 250th birthday. 2.5 centuries ago, a bold idea was set into motion, that the government of the people, by the people, and for the people could endure. That promise has been tested time and time again. But it has persevered, not by chance, but through courage. The courage of those we honor today. As we prepare to mark this anniversary, let us remember our nation's strength has never come from perfection, but from perseverance. A legacy of these fallen heroes is woven into the very fabric of our country's story. And as we look forward to our 250th year, We are called not only to celebrate our past, but to recommit ourselves to the unfinished work of freedom and justice for all. As we celebrate 250 years, I invite you to reflect. Think of those who never made it home, and remember. Think of families who will carry their memory every day, and remember. Think of the freedoms you enjoy, the simple, everyday liberties that define our way of life here in America, and remember that they came at a cost. As we leave here today, let us carry forward more than a memory. Let us carry commitment. Let us renew our promise to never forget, to always honor, and to live in a way that reflects the values of those who gave so much. Let us be a nation worthy of sacrifice, a nation that remembers, a nation that honors, a nation that strives every day to be a more perfect union. To the fallen, we remember you. To the families, we honor you. May we never forget. Thank you, and may God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.